Hi there, it's Maria Luz, astrologer, certified hypnotist, and psychic medium of Maria Luz Online. I'm here with your Astro Energy Report for August 2nd. The energy drivers this week are Venus squares Uranus on August 2nd today. The new moon is in Leo on August 4th, very early in the morning. And then Venus enters Virgo later that day. Finally, Mercury stations retrograde in Virgo on the 4th as well, and will re-enter Leo and move forward again on August 28th. And I'm going to discuss that a little bit more next week. So I think I have a pretty quick one for you today, which is probably means it's a good thing that there's not a lot for us to be thinking about or dealing with. In fact, I hope that you've started your own practice about looking at what's happening and where it lands in your chart and maybe just reflecting on that a little bit each day, maybe journaling about it so that you feel the questions that come up naturally for you. And I also think there's just a good argument for chilling because at least in the northern hemisphere, it's summer and it's a nice time to just relax and take a little bit of time off because September always seems very busy. And you may have already been feeling what astrologers call the shadow of the Mercury retrograde. Um, or you may not have, because even though there's a lot of talk about Mercury retrogrades, they're not always up to a lot of shenanigans, but Mercury has that trickster energy. So there's always the possibility that it'll be somewhat disruptive, either to you personally or to something maybe more large scale. So these retrograde times are really a time for us to revisit things and maybe also think about what we take for granted. And like I said, I'll talk a little bit more about it next time. But for now, maybe we will continue the theme of this revisit and rewind time because there's a kind of rewind with Venus in Leo squaring Uranus in Taurus. And you may remember back in May, those two had a meetup in Taurus, which was more maybe like a fun or a weird adventure out in nature with someone. But this meetup is more tense, and that's the square energy. And it reminds me of the energy we've been feeling for the past year since the nodes of the moon have been in Venus ruled Libra and in Aries, which is somewhat similar of a Uranus energy in that it's pretty willful. So I think there's an opportunity maybe to think about being your own leader in relationships. And now let's think about the new moon, which happens Sunday in Leo, the same day that Venus actually departs Leo and heads into Virgo. And this could be an opportunity to continue those themes that we discussed last week about courage and some of that lion energy and thinking about have we been emotionally courageous enough and maybe risked getting our feelings hurt if that's what it takes to live more truthfully. And we're going to start feeling a lot of Virgo energy starting now, mixing in with the Leo energy. And I see this as a time to really fine tune and tighten things up. It's maybe the time to wrap up the fun ideation part of a project or maybe a relationship and start analyzing it a bit. That's that Mercury piece. That's the Virgo piece. And with Mercury going back into Leo, make sure, some of that analysis is focused around your heart. And, is this actually a project or a relationship that lights you up? And it can be easy to fall back into, technical proficiency because it's just easier to assess how you're doing if you're kind of looking at things from a technical standpoint. Um, However, that's not always the most meaningful way to assess something. So, like I said, a quick one. That's all I have for you. I hope you're off to a nice start of August, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching, and please share this channel if you find it helpful at all. And if you would like to do a reading or a different type of astrological consultation with me, just go ahead and visit my website, check out the show notes. I do appreciate you so much. Thank you, and have a great week.